more. Now, I'm calling all of my Western movie lovers today on Good Things. You know, Mississippi's movie scene has been popping or booming, and now it's time to catch our hometowns on the big screen during the Wild West. Joining us on Good Things today is Travis Mills. He is a filmmaker who has shot several feature-length movies right here in Mississippi. Welcome, Travis.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
And I know we just missed you. You were in town this past weekend for one of the premieres for your latest movie, The Wilderness Road. But you're out back on the film set, from what I hear. But how was your visit to Mississippi?
It was fantastic. I did forget how humid it gets. I've been a little bit too used to the dry climate, but I loved being in Vicksburg for our premiere, and I wish I could have stayed longer.
Okay, so you had this big audacious goal, Travis, to do 12 Westerns in 12 months, which you shot in 2020. They're now being released. Where did that dream and vision come from?
You know, for years I had this idea of making the 12 Westerns, and it was a crazy concept. You know, can you make a feature film one a month for an entire year, and not just any feature film, but exploring, you know, this historical genre and this very important genre for America, and to make 12 very different movies. So it spawned in 2013, and it kind of kept writing and planning, and then finally I just said, you know, 2020 is the year, and I sure did pick a good year for it, right?
I was thinking you didn't add in that pandemic in there, did you? That wasn't in your business plans, was it?
It was not, you know, and we had no idea what would happen, but we got through it, and we made the best of it, and we stayed safe. So that's all that matters. You know, we made the project and stayed safe.
When you mention feature films, 12 feature-length films, for those who may not understand the significance of that, what does that sort of classify the film? Like, is it in terms of length?
Yeah, it's usually a feature film is an hour or longer. The Academy Awards even says 45 minutes or longer. Some of our films are, you know, 65 minutes, 70 minutes. This one that we're talking about is 2 hours, so it's, you know, it's like seeing a regular movie.
Okay, so you had 12 Westerns in 12 months. How many of those were shot here in Mississippi?
So we shot the first two in Mississippi, Bastards Crossing and Texas Red, and then I came back later in the year in October and November, and we shot in the Southeast, not just Mississippi, but mostly Mississippi, for The Wilderness Road, which is the one we're releasing now, and Tales of the Natchez Trace.
Pretty cool.
That's the other one.
So
yeah.
Is it actually based on a story? Like, does it connect it to Mississippi? Is that why you chose some of our sites to film, or what drew you to our state to do your filming?
Yeah, I always like to film as much as possible in the places where these things really happen. So this is based on the history of the Natchez Trace and the Wilderness Road in Kentucky, but mostly the Natchez Trace, where these bandits robbed and killed the Hart brothers, who were this notorious pair, and then Samuel Mason. And anyone who knows Natchez Trace history has probably heard their names. And this is really the first feature film to ever explore their story in detail.
Pretty cool. I know you also didn't only utilize Mississippi locations, you utilized Travis, Mississippi actors and actresses. So did you put a call out for that? Were they eager and ready to sort of jump on board with your project?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been working with local actors in Mississippi for years, and this cast included some of those familiar faces, but we also did a casting call in Jackson in 2019. Lots of new people showed up, and they ended up in the film. So it's great to work with local actors, lots of talented people there.
And I have to give a shout out to Joe Peavy, who is also one of your writing contributors to your 12 Westerns in 12 months, who's a good Mississippian there on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And I know he's listening to Good Things because he's the one who connected me with you, Travis. But I love how, though, you sort of immerse yourself in the area in which you're trying to bring your film to be filmed, your movie to be filmed. How is it different here in Mississippi? We always hear when people come from other states and choose Mississippi as their place to produce a film, they leave wanting to come back. Is there something in the water, or what makes Mississippi a good place for filmmakers?
What I like about Mississippi is that the people take ownership of being from there and a lot of pride in being from there. Whereas sometimes when you're working out west, say in a place like Arizona, you know, most of the people are from Michigan or California or wherever. You know, they don't have a lot of ownership. But in Mississippi, you feel that. There's a great sense of community and history. That's the reason I keep coming back, is just the richness of the culture there.
Well, we like to hear that. And what I was hoping, too, good food.
yeah, exactly. Unless you're on a diet. And then in that case, you don't want to go there.
Oh, well, let's not go down that route because, yes, for sure, though. Okay, so, but you came back Saturday. It was the premiere of your third of your 12 Westerns in 12 months that was shot here in Mississippi. But where are we on the release? I'm guessing if we're in September, is this number 9 for you?
This is number, I think I get all confused, but in the order we shot them, this is number 10, technically. I've released them in a little bit out of order. So this is the 10th. We did it in October of last year, and it's probably the biggest in terms of in scope and ambition.
So this is the Wilderness Road. It's based off of the Natchez Trace real-life story. Where all in Mississippi did this one get shot?
So we shot some in the Brookhaven area. We shot a lot of it in the Natchez area, some along the Trace and real close by there. So mostly in that region is where we filmed.
Pretty cool. Okay, so where can we go to watch the premieres? Because I know you just had one in Vicksburg last Saturday. I saw it was sold out. Congratulations on that. But there's 2 other locations coming up here in Mississippi for folks to come out and see the premiere. And if it's a premiere, does that mean we get to keep watching it, Travis, or do we have to come to this single showing?
So basically, you can see it this coming Wednesday, September 22nd, in Madison at the Malco. We love showing movies there, great theater. So that's at 7 p.m., and you can get tickets basically through our, if you look on our 12 Westerns page, we've got the link, but also go on Eventbrite online and you look up the tickets through there. We're selling tickets, not the theater. And then it's also playing at the Malco in Oxford, and that's on the 28th. So those are the two showings, and we'll have cast there. I won't be there because I'm busy filming in Montana, but we will have cast and crew there to represent the film, talk about it, meet the audience, and all that.
For those who like kind of a binge-worthy kind of television or movie sort of theme, do all 12 sort of tie together or have any common theme other than a Western?
Not really. I really wanted to make 12 very different takes on the Western genre. Like, for example, this is not a typical Western. Yeah, it has horses, guns, outlaws, lawmen, but it's set in the late 1700s, early 1800s. This is right after the Revolutionary War. And so it has a completely different look, and the types of weapons they're using are very different than what you would normally see in a Western. So my goal was to make 12 completely different versions of the Westerns.
Okay, so Travis, if we can't make it to Madison or to Oxford for the last 2 premieres here in Mississippi, how can we watch The Wilderness Road or the other 2 that you mentioned that were shot here in Mississippi?
The Wilderness Road I probably will release on Amazon in late November or early December. We will have DVDs available soon, like I said, on our 12 Westerns Facebook page or the runningwildfilms.com page. But Bastards Crossing and Texas Red are both available on Amazon, and they're also available on a free streaming service called Tubi, Tubi, which is a lot of people are starting to use. So you can stream those 2 for free anywhere in the U.S.
Pretty cool. I appreciate that. I also heard that you may have had a little trouble finding wagons in Mississippi. Is that true? Or maybe you didn't? Or no trouble?
No, I had no trouble. Mississippi has actually been the easiest place to find wagons and all kinds of resources. That's the thing. The community is just so great in Mississippi that you really can reach out to people and they'll connect you with the right person. And, in this and in other films, we even used wagons out of Macomb that were from the 1600s, the late 1600s. So there's just some incredible resources in the South. Any
chance that you're coming back to Mississippi to shoot more movies in the future, Travis?
I will, I'm sure. I won't be able to stay away too long. It will be either the fried chicken or something that brings me back, right?
Well, the next time you're back in the Magnolia State, Travis, make sure you stop by the Good Things studio. It's always open to you. But thank you for your time and choosing Mississippi to make your movies.
Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate it.
All righty. You guys stick with us. We've got more good for you coming up.